is up, people? I'm Bombshell Rae, and this is the Titus podcast, brought to you today by Harrys.com, HARRYS.com/Titus, promo code Titus to get $5 off of your first order. And now, here with the Armageddon update, Christopher Titus.
I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon update. And I really hate that this segment has become unironic. The whole point with the update was that bad things are going to happen, but it's not the end of the world. And maybe I misjudged. In Dallas last Thursday, France a couple days ago, and now Baton Rouge. Oh my God. Let's go back a week. Well, I was driving to heaven, San Diego, to film my next comedy special. All hell broke loose in Texas. During a protest to get people to pay attention to the recent killings of black men by cops in Minnesota and Louisiana, a crazed shooter started killing cops. And these are Dallas police, a police force that has had its troubles in the past, but is currently one of the more forward-thinking, community-friendly police forces in the country. The shooter didn't go to some horrid backwoods burg where racism is on the menu and KKK advertised on billboards. No, this idiot went to a place where cops are walking with protesters, protecting them and taking pictures with the people there that are protesting against them. You know, I love my country, but I don't like it right now. It seems our country's forgotten about the people that make it great and the people that serve it. To see video last week of two men gunned down in cold blood was shocking. One of them was selling CDs out of his trunk, and the other was with his girlfriend and her daughter. Yep, both officers in those situations thought deadly force was required. And the videos show plainly that it wasn't. You know, the shootings were so heinous that I'm sure a couple grand wizards bought hoodies off the Black Lives Matter website just to show support. Then Thursday, to watch a video of a shooter gunning down officers in the street, cops that are there to help, that want to go home to their kids just like the rest of us. Except these cops ran towards the bullets to save their fellow officers and the citizens they pledged to protect. And while the citizens ran from the danger, the cops ran to it. Unbelievable. You know, we have so many dead in America this last week. We have so many dead in America every year from guns, drugs, whatever. So many that you think that as at the top of the food chain where we are, that we as the beings that think conceptually, that invented time and art and machines and have walked on the moon, you think that maybe we could fucking work it out. Train cops well enough so they don't shoot first. Train doctors to recognize PTSD in a soldier so he doesn't turn a city into a war zone. Come up with technology and laws that make it so 32,000 Americans don't die every year from bullets. But the brain trust we have running for president gives me about as much hope as well as I currently have right now. You know, I look at the candidates for president, I think, I'm watching an SNL sketch. I watch Congress with their thumbs up their asses, and I know I'm watching an SNL sketch. People have forgotten to be people, and now are just spewing ideology and thinking that gives them an identity. Listen up. If you are spewing some shit you heard on the radio or television, you're not thinking. If it ain't your idea, you're just a sheep. If you make a judgment on words without context, you are just a PC douchebag. You know, we've gotten numb to the killing that happens in America on a daily basis. Did you know our murder rate here in America is 25 times higher than other developed countries? I love America, but again, I don't like it right now. Someone sent me a meme that said, Giant Meteor 2016. You know what? It didn't make me laugh. It made me think, that's an idea. Let's do that. You know what? Let's vaporize 90% of the planet and start over. And I'm okay if I'm gone. But you know, then after the first couple generations, they would all hear stories about the bad place we got to and how now it would be utopia. Until after a couple generations, time made us forget. And then we'd start killing each other again. To the families of the men that were shot unjustly last week, and the families of the officers that were killed and wounded unjustly by that psychopath in Dallas, we send our love and our condolences. And anyone else tired of this shit? I'm asking you. Anyone else? It makes me sad that we can't fix it. You know, thank God for extinction-creating meteors. Got my fingers crossed. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Hello everyone, Christopher Titus Podcast. How are you feeling today? I'm talking in an English accent because Bombshell and I were just doing that. And after what's happening in my own country right now, I believe I might want to act like I'm from some other place. Because if people from another place meet me and I'll tell them I'm an American, they say, holy shit, are you guys fucked up? Hi everybody. To the right, Bombshell Rae.
What's up, people?
Across from me, Fetus.
Hello.
Wow. No, you got to do English. You got to do hey, which is English.
Aye.
Yeah, that's better.
Oi.
Your English accent, it's sort of turned Australian at one point.
Mine did.
And then a bit of Scottish.
Right,
And usually if we let you go long enough, it ends
It'll
up
go
Asian.
Always ends up Asian. I just actually try to put every accent in once. I'm
You're
not
an equal opportunity accent
offender.
for.
Yes. But I could continue an English accent if I wanted to.
I like
Oh,
that you rub your fingers
Brett, I
together
could.
whenever you speak.
Right. What's
Like that.
weird? Yeah, how do you know I'm not just rolling a booger? Listen,
What?
guys, I can't believe what's happened. We took a week off last week, and it was probably the worst week ever to take off. The planet started burning. I didn't know the fuse had been lit, but obviously the fuse had been lit. We had the Dallas shooting, which I was on the way to. I was on the way down to film the comedy special. Born with a Defect was filmed, and it's good. It came out really great, and we're going to edit that starting tomorrow or the next day.
Yes.
Yes, and then we've got. All hell broke loose across the country. We've got the Dallas shooter where we had people running and cops were getting targeted by some guy who had trained. Not only was he military, but he actually, after the military, went and trained tactically. He wouldn't and he had his own thing at home that he trained with. Then we had was France next? Was the truck in France next? Is that what happened next?
In Nice.
Oh, we had Nice. That was Nice. It wasn't Nice. It was Nice during the.
No, Nice is in France.
No, I thought that was. Why did I think it was Rome? No, that was Springsteen.
Because it looks like nice, and you thought that the truck thing happened in nice. So he threw you a curveball.
I'm not
He
that
said-
stupid. I'm close to that stupid. So
No.
then we have a guy on a celebration when a bunch of people are out there watching fireworks, takes a big, large box truck and basically runs it through a crowd and kills 84 people. He was shooting while he was driving, too. Then what else did we have? Then we have a psychopath go down to Baton Rouge where Alton, what's-his-face, was...
Sterling.
Alton Sterling was shot.
Let's not call people that got murdered. What's his face?
Yeah, you're right. That's valid. I'm sorry. I couldn't think
sensitive.
it. I keep thinking of Clarence Sterling, the justice, and then the
Clarence
other guy.
Thomas?
Yeah, Clarence Thomas. No, I'm thinking the Sterling guy, the racist guy
What
for that
is
owned the basketball
happening?
team. I am mad and out of control, and I've been tweeting like I'm
You're
mad.
just word
I've been
associating.
tweeting. Clarence Sterling, wasn't that the guy that owned the basketball team?
It's not the
I
Cavaliers.
call this the old
the-
word knee
Clarence Sterling, the guy who owned the basketball team that was racist, and he got the team taken away from him.
No.
Yes, it was.
Was it the Clippers?
Donald Sterling.
Donald Sterling.
Donald Sterling.
This is, you can't. I just feel
Sterling.
like just imagine the
Lawrence.
preacher getting up at grandma's funeral and saying, yes, so, what's her face?
Ezekiel Wessel. What's his name? What's the Ezekiel? Wait, no. What was that? The 11th apostle. Jacob. No, sorry. Bobby. What's his name? Raymond. Raymond the apostle? I don't know. It starts with an R. Judas. That's it. Yeah, you're right. I get it.
This has been a painful 3 minutes. So, what?
Look,
Clarence Thomas, Alton Sterling.
It's been 30 seconds.
Donald
it just
Sterling.
feels like 3 minutes.
Yeah,
Donald Sterling didn't get shot, though.
correct.
No,
Neither
I-
did Clarence Thomas,
I
although
keep-
he should have.
Every time I say Alton Sterling, I think of... It messes me up because that dude was seen as being horribly racist, and then this other black guy got shot. So I have this weird mind thing that keeps flipping back, and my switch keeps going...
You
So
definitely have a weird mind thing.
getting old. I'm getting old. Let's just leave it at that. Maybe I have some sort of disease where I have like brain termites. I would say I have brain termites. Basically,
bet.
slowly little pieces are being chunked out, and in those pieces are information that I should probably have
So
that I don't have anymore.
Clarence Thomas was shot in Nice.
Yes, and yeah, nicely. What? so it seems like all hell's broken up. Now the gun thing has gotten crazy again. Everybody's screaming back and forth. I have a couple of things to say, not about the gun thing. Just go to my Twitter feed, @Titus Nation. The gun thing has been going on for 4 days, and tomorrow I'm debating Steven Crowder on Louder with Crowder about it. There was a police officer that was shot in Baton Rouge, and if you go to his Facebook page, he was killed. He at midnight the night before, he wrote this really long post about. Can you bring this up?
The black guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were off a little bit when they killed the black guy, because if this was
Yeah,
a racial
the
tension
guy,
thing.
And the guy that went to Baton Rouge, he wasn't from Baton Rouge. He drove 800 miles to Baton Rouge to start killing cops. And you know what? Is the black guy killing black guys too? So again, if you're going to be a psychopath, for God's sakes, get a standard. Come up with a list of things that you aren't going to do. If you're a black guy trying to make up for black people getting shot, you probably shouldn't shoot black people. That's really goes against. And this guy was training to be a life coach. He had trained to be a life coach, which I think that's as wrong as you can get that. I'm a life coach. I'm getting a weapon. I'm going to shoot some people. Hold on. I don't think that's in the manual. What page are you on?
Do you know what I noticed first and foremost? Dallas, and correct me if I'm wrong, because this was just me plugging my ears and saying la 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 as I was walking by the news, because it's so much. But both of them were combat veterans, correct?
Yep.
Which brings me back to my soapbox of yore.
Hold on, let me set it up. Climb up there. And go.
So it's the veterans. They're coming home, and we're not taking care of them. And the money and the funding that we had allotted has slowly been chipped away. And there's still a suicide rate of 22 to 23 a day.
Yep.
Killing themselves. And in fact, I just met some people in Dayton who the guy's son was a veteran, came back, killed himself. It's way too common, and we're not looking.
What about Jesse, the guy that used to come to my shows? Jesse?
Yeah, we're totally looking past that and pretending we don't understand why or what's going on, and yet we cut the funding. We voted. People have voted to cut the funding, and the VA is backlogged by about 4 years. So these guys that are supposedly getting help, it's taking them 4 years to get a phone call.
And they haven't voted. They haven't voted what the people want. Because you ask, the percentage of Americans, if you said, by the way, these guys that went to war for us, what do you think they should happen to them? They said they should be taken care of 100% if something's wrong with them. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Everybody say I would say 97% of the public, and then 3% dickheads, which is always 3% dickheads, pretty much in every situation. If you're in a room 100 people, 3% total dickheads.
It's only 3%.
I was gonna say.
No, when it comes to the veterans thing.
Oh.
Other issues up to 65%
See, I disagree.
dickheads.
I think if
I'm not saying me too.
I think if you try and make an emotional issue, yes, there will be a lower percentage of dickheads. But when it comes down to money, then I think that's when people become dickheads.
But the problem is, okay, so here's what I want to get back to this thing. We're going to talk about this. This is more of a detailed money versus I want to talk about this cop. Can you bring up what he said on Facebook?
I'm looking for it, but
okay.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that there are root problems to these different situations that aren't being addressed,
right,
or fixed, and
right.
Now we're starting to see the manifestation of those problems that we've been turning a blind eye to.
And I would agree, it's all about money. I would agree.
That's not what.
But you say if you
ignoring our vets was my issue.
Yeah, but why are we ignoring them? Here's what people do. People forget quickly. That's what I find is annoying.
Yes.
We forget quickly. The veterans thing has been going on since the Civil War. The veterans have been screwed for a long time because once the war's over, everybody goes on with their lives. And these guys who've basically given their lives, and they may be still be alive, but what they saw in war, what they experienced, has damaged them deeply, and they have to walk the earth with it. And by saying, good job, thanks for going to war, and said to hand those guys out, I mean, all of a sudden, one day the guy's like, man, this is horrible. I can't live in this anymore. I'm taking my own life because there's nowhere to go and no help. Yet, our military budget is the biggest thing we have, except for our outlaying of social programs.
Our military budget, as in the money to go and kill people, not the money to protect the people that gave their lives to do that. I have it, yeah.
Couldn't we chunk
Don't let him read it.
Couldn't we chunk a tiny bit? Couldn't we just chunk a tiny bit? Let's read what this guy said, because what this guy said, it's odd, weird that this guy got killed a few hours later, because what this guy wrote, I really thought, wow. Then there's a phrase in it I want to use. Go ahead and read it. Can you read it?
His name is Montrell Jackson.
Yep.
What's his name? He posted on Facebook, I'm tired physically and emotionally, disappointed in some family, friends, and officers for some reckless comments. But hey, what's in your heart is in your heart. I still love you all because hate takes too much energy, but I definitely won't be looking at you the same. Thank you to everyone that has reached out to me or my wife. It was needed and much appreciated. I swear to God, I love this city, but I wonder if this city loves me. In uniform, I get nasty, hateful looks, and out of uniform, some consider me a threat. I've experienced so much in my short life, and these last 3 days have tested me to the core. When people you know begin to question your integrity, you realize they don't really know you at all. Look at my actions. They speak loud and clear. Finally, I personally want to send prayers out to everyone directly affected by this tragedy. These are trying times. Please don't let hate infect your heart. This city must and will get better. I'm working in these streets, so any protesters, officers, friends, family, or whoever, if you see me and need a hug or want to say a prayer, I got you. You made me read that because you knew I was going to get choked up.
No, it's that last. We need to adopt those last 3 words as who we are as citizenry for everybody. I got you. It sets me. This guy got killed 6 hours later.
Right, yeah.
I mean, he got killed. He put all that out. He was living in Baton Rouge in one of the hardest situations we've had in our country in a long time. Since the civil rights protests. I mean, it really came to a head in 2 days in totally different parts of the country. 2 black guys got shot. One guy was going for his ID, and the other guy was on his back with 2 cops sitting on him. And he had a concealed carry permit. He had a gun in his pocket, concealed carry. They didn't go, "Hey, is that gun illegal?" They just said gun and started shooting him. And this guy was like a cop who is now being targeted by Black Lives Matter. He's a black cop. And when he's not wearing uniform, he's walking Baton Rouge, and people are treating him, bad because he's quote unquote a black guy. It's like that guy who's living in just the PTSD of black people in this country. I can't even imagine it. You know why? Because I'm the color I am is you can only find in a napkin factory. So from now on, people, I want you guys to know something. I got you. From now on, everybody in my area. I got your 6, I got your 7, I got your 12, I got your front, I got your back. I got you. We need to adopt that as a country. And when I say that, I mean that instead of thinking about, someone's going to kill me in my house, I need to carry a gun all the time, someone's going to take me down, that guy's going to get me. I mean, we're so scared shitless of each other. It's freaking me out. These cops, those cops that shot those 2 guys, I've never heard, and I said this on the last podcast, I've never heard screaming like children, like little girls, when they, God, oh my God, I told him, ID. Like, I don't want that cop. Can we train our officers a little better, please? So they're not just pulling a gun and shooting them? Because cops are really, those guys in Dallas turned and ran into the fray. They turned and were like, the protesters were running, and some of the protesters had weapons too. And they just kept running. They didn't turn around and start shooting back. But the cops ran right to where the bullets were coming and drug their guys out while they were had bullets pouncing around them. Cops have such a tough job. Because they're hated. If a cop shows up to deal with you, you hate him because he's a cop doing his job. If he doesn't show up fast enough when you need someone else handled, you're pissed because the cop didn't show up fast enough.
Right.
The cops can't win. Firemen get to show up and be heroes, and they get calendars, and they're hot firemen. But I'm sorry, I was doing a classic.
That was an old throwback.
That was a throwback Tuesday. But cops have this horrible downside. They're between a rock and a hard place all the time. Do me a favor, people. Next time you see a cop, when you pull up to a light and you don't look at him, smile. Say, good job, officer. Have a good day. Be safe. Do something. And let him know that you got him. Just say, hey, and I got you. Because we got to do that as a country. Because right now it feels bad, man. I don't believe it. I believe what's going to happen is people are going to flip. Fetus, what's your generation thinking?
Well, actually, my generation is really concerned of what's happening in Turkey too.
I forgot the Turkey. Well, it's over. Turkey thing's over.
Well, yeah, it's over. But it's weird because.
So I just gave an emotional plea to come together as a country, and you went Turkey.
Well, actually, he went, well.
We're concerned what's happening in Turkey.
Where am I?
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Well,
I'm listening. Plus a lot more fodder.
A lot of people my age, we've been saying a lot of these same messages for a while now, and nobody's yeah, you're just millennials. Shut up. And then
I still feel like that.
Of course, obviously.
Because what have you done except trim your beards a little tighter, manscaped, and bought a cool, ironic fucking hat? Really, what have you done? Really?
I mean, we almost got Bernie Sanders to defeat Hillary Clinton. That was mostly millennials that did that.
So you failed there too. So go ahead.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily call it a failure, but that's a discussion for another time.
Go ahead, keep talking. I'm listening.
I think that this is a huge problem. Obviously, there's too much hate in the country as it is, and too many ignorant people, uneducated people, too many people that aren't informed of what's going on.
So I pulled up at the hotel when this happened. I was driving to San Diego, and I'm just listening to the radio, and I just turn on the news, and it just goes. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, shooting in Dallas, cops are dead. What the fuck? And so I listened to it the whole way. I'm sitting in the car, and when I get to the hotel, I'm like, we're all in trouble. We're all screwed. As I pull up in front of the hotel, there's a really old white guy and a young black guy, and they're both having a cigarette in front of the hotel. They both work there. And they were getting out, and I got out of the car, and we had a long conversation about it. No racism, no anger, no hate. We all just couldn't believe it. I think that's deep down what people think. Now, there's crazy people on Twitter, and some of the people that are the most psychotic bitch the loudest, myself included. We are no longer willing to take this shit. I think that's what I'm starting to feel now. Black people are pissed because, as Chris Rock said brilliantly, I tweeted it out. He said he goes, this violence thing's been going on for a long time. The only thing different is video cameras. And that's true. Everybody has one now. It wasn't like the Rodney King thing where the guy had to take a truck and take that big old brick video camera, and he just happened to have it in his house. Everyone has one. Everything's getting filmed now. So this has been going on a long time, and I think we have to do something smart, and I just don't know what that thing is. I have some ideas. Anybody? No?
What's your idea?
Well, I think we should, number one, psych evals for guns, number one. If people go, oh, you can't use the model because Australia, because it's different, and I agree with that. Australia, you can't even get anything into Australia because the borders are so well protected. Because it's an island, you can't get there. We have two major borders. We got the Mexico border and the Canadian border, where things can come across the border all the time. Plus, you have states that have different laws. Can't do it. We need a federal standard, right? Yeah. What do you think, Ray? I'm just carrying this on.
I think that we've had the gun argument over and over and over and over and over.
All right, so good.
I think that the key components of it are, before people turn this off, I think the problem is nobody's listening to each other, and so I'm constantly reading posts on your Twitter feed about you wanting to take people's guns away, and then people are saying that it shows to me. And so the most important thing to note is that none of us here want to take anyone's guns away. I certainly don't want anyone taking my gun away.
Or mine.
I kind of want someone to take your gun away, so that's why I didn't address that. But I think that... Are you huffing air freshener?
I am. The air freshener's in front of me. It smells like oranges. I like it. Sorry, continue
You don't have to put your nose in it, though, to enjoy it.
Oh, my God. I'm being scolded.
But be very clear. Like, really, really clear, people. We don't want to take your guns away at all. We want people to have guns. We just want...
Well, okay.
Well, you do, because you think you should have one. You think that a lot of people that we know should have one.
The people in our family should. There's people that are in our family that are so well qualified they should have guns.
If you take politics out of it and you look at what is people are dying at an alarming rate now.
Yep.
And it's becoming more the norm than even last year or the year before or the year before.
Daily. It's daily.
There's a problem. If you just take politics out of it and you stop and think what actually is, you look at the evidence presented, there's obviously a problem. So we just need to find a solution. And the solution obviously isn't going to be to take everyone's guns away, but there's got to be some middle ground where people can start meeting together and talking about it, because something's wrong. It's wrong and it needs to be fixed.
That's the part, is no one will even admit it. And no one, I mean, although I will say this, in the last tour when I was doing Arm the Children, I would have guys come up to me and go, hey dude, I'm in the NRA, will you sign my NRA card? You're right, we got to do something. There's a lot of people out there. We can't just say that the crazies on there are going, don't do nothing, take my gun, Second Amendment. Blah. I can beat any argument now.
It's like
I've had so much practice. I can take any argument.
But
down
that's what I think. We've kind of beaten it to death. That's the problem. It's been beaten to death because these shootings keep happening.
Yep.
But my stepfather is retired. He was an airborne ranger. He was a colonel when he retired. Had he stayed, he would have been up for general.
Yep.
But he retired to go private security in the Middle East. And he even said, he's hardcore, right? He even said, an assault rifle, everyone knows that after the first shot, the gun tips up and to the left. So, or to the right.
Let's take the word assault rifle out of it. People throw that term around. What's an assault rifle?
I'm saying like for what this guy used.
Full automatic. When people go full automatic, because let's just say full automatic. Assault rifles, we're not going to use that term anymore. It's a dumb term. It doesn't mean anything. Just because something has a stock with some really ridges on it, it's assault rifles.
Okay, well, whatever. The point being that
an automatic weapon.
Once you fire that, the gun, the kick, raises the barrel of the gun up, and I forget if he said to the left or the right.
Up and to the right. The second you
so
by the third bullet, the gun starts to move. Go ahead.
So anyone saying that they need those for home protection or hunting, he said it's a lie. It's not true. There's no accuracy after the first shot.
Right.
So he said the only thing that those are good for is rapid fire blindly in a sweeping motion where you want to hit as many things as possible without necessarily accuracy in the shortest amount of time. So he believes those should not be in private citizens' hands.
Well, the problem is you can't buy an automatic weapon. You can buy a semi-automatic weapon and you can convert it. There's conversion kits all over the place.
Right.
Really easy.
They're at least in most states they're illegal to buy. To get that conversion kit, illegal to buy, illegal to own. That's one thing. Like fully automatic weapons, for the most part, are pretty universally illegal around the country.
Right, but people have them because they. But even a semi-automatic weapon.
How are they getting them then?
Because you can just.
And can you get them at gun shows?
Hello, internet. You can't buy a full auto. You can't. At gun show, you can get anything.
Can you get
much.
a kit though? Well, that's what I'm wondering.
It's not really. A kit is the wrong word for it. Like.
Good gun guy, go ahead.
So for an AR-15, which is the civilian version of the M16, the military standard, quote-unquote rifle, the only thing that's keeping that from being a fully automatic weapon is one pin that you put in the gun.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's just a pin.
Wait, you can literally get a semi-automatic weapon, put a pin in it, and it's full auto.
It's a piece of metal. It's like a
pin.
Yeah,
right, got it.
Yeah, and you would switch.
Fairly easy conversion.
Yeah. It's pretty simple, but that piece is like impossible to get, or not impossible, but like obviously it's possible because people do it, but it's very difficult. And if you have it, it's illegal.
I wonder if someone could go online right now and see if you can get it. I wonder how easy it would be to go online and get it right now.
I'm afraid to, just because I actually started to type where can I buy an automatic weapon, and I deleted that and put where are they.
Just say
this guy, and I don't know if this is true. You can answer, Fetus. This guy says, contrary to popular belief, they are not fully illegal. They are, however, highly regulated. Full auto weapons have been regulated with 3 different pieces of legislation: the National Firearms Act of 1934, the Gun Control Act of 68, and the Hughes Amendment in 86. These laws basically say that fully automatic firearms are taxed and regulated, cannot be imported, and can no longer manufacture or register new or existing full auto weapons with the federal government.
So the ones that already exist are
out
there.
Yeah.
And
it
those
must have been made and registered with the BATFE prior to 19th of May 1986. These are transferable Class 3 items.
Wow. Well, the guy in Dallas was pretty well trained. You see the video; he's walking forward and shooting. Cops are running away. So that's just one little thing. So let's say this though. But here's the reality, people: 2% of all shootings are mass shootings with a big weapon. That's not the problem. The problem is people killing each other with handguns. Do you know that the handgun shooting rate on concealed carry people has gone from 458 a year to 800 people now? That people we're concealed carry because we're safer now. No, we're not safer now. And guess what? Those weren't self-defense. Those were actually prosecuted. They weren't self-defense things. It's not that. We have 12,000 plus, almost 13,000 people dying from homicides every year because easy to get guns. Even more so, we have about 18,000 suicides every year because of easy to get guns. Now, I want to let you people know something, because a lot of people say, Titus wants to ban weapons. I don't want to ban weapons. I just want to make sure crazy fuckers that shouldn't have a gun shouldn't have a gun. If you're on some psychoactive medication that's changing your brain chemistry because you have depression, you think anybody with depression should have a weapon? Do you think anybody who's actually on some sort of SSRI that takes out all of their emotions? Because people forget that. Anxiety medication doesn't just stop your anxiety. It actually stops your happy, too. It stops every emotion. It mellows you right out to a center place where you're just living. And that's why after a while what happens is people go, I don't want to live here anymore. I'm not feeling anything. We're supposed to have emotion.
And they don't have...
there's no empathy either. You don't have any empathy to you. Like, I'm just going to kill a bunch of people. And you have no opinion about that because you're on these medications.
It's an SSRI inhibitor.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you have it... So here's my pitch. because you're not going to be able to stop guns. You can't do it. We have 340 million guns in this country right now, owned by 36% of the population. Did you guys know that? It's crazy. There's about 330 million cars, and people say, "Let's go down the arguments." Well, I think we've done the arguments, haven't we? Didn't we do this?
Yes.
All right, we did this already, like 45 times, because our first podcast was about the Jared Loughner shooting. I can't believe 5 years later we're still doing this shit. Next week, people, we're gonna do a calligraphy class. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about calligraphy and the artisanship that is no longer part and parcel of our society. Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go,
Pokemon
baby.
Go. No, there's no baby. You can't say it like it's cool or like you're cool. There's no baby.
Pokemon Go's awesome.
There's welcome to your sexless, lonely existence for the rest of your life.
I'm just saying that,
baby.
I don't think so. I think you're incredibly wrong. So.
No, okay, I'll tell you what. Here's what I saw. We were working in Dayton this weekend. The first time ever in my life, it was a surreal experience.
It's weird, dude.
It's a lifestyle community. There's clubs, bars, a big green where people hang out. There's
Great
restaurants.
yeah.
And people used to come there on the weekends, and it was like a party, and people would be drunk, and people would have their families and whatever. I walked downstairs to take the dogs out in between shows, and it's dead silent. No one's saying a word. There's probably 150 people milling about where the green is.
Not a word being said.
Not a word.
No one
it's
talking.
Dead, eerily silent. And they're all holding their phones in front of their faces and walking slowly. It was zombie land. It
Night
was
of the Living Dead.
It was the creepiest thing I've ever seen.
It was the weirdest thing, and to the point where I thought, wow, this is how they're going to control us. It's not going to be the government. It's going to be Google. Someone's going to control us through our phone. What are you getting out of it? Okay, explain to me.
It's okay. So on the one hand, it's nostalgia. It's super a lot of people who are playing it grew up with Pokemon just in general.
No, BB King is nostalgia.
Nostalgia for you because you're old.
Oh, wow.
So,
Pokemon is not nostalgia.
No, but nostalgia, you could just watch Pokemon. What is it about the game?
It's that you're going out and you're actually you're going out in the world and quote unquote catching them.
Yeah, you're not exactly in the world when you're out with your phone in front of your face.
Okay, you want to know the experience that I had with it?
Yeah, I would like to know that.
Oh, you'd like to know? Okay.
I would like to know because I don't get it.
Okay, well, a bunch of my friends and I, we were hanging out this weekend and playing board games, and we were like, you know what? Let's go catch some Pokemon. And we were like, great. So we went out to the park right on Lancashire. We started walking around. We saw some other people on phones. We're like, hey, you guys catching Pokemon? They're like, yeah. And we met up with them. We started hanging out with them.
But you didn't talk, right?
Yes, we did. We were talking the whole time.
You had your phones in front of your face, and you were wandering
we had our
around.
phones out, but we were talking too. It's we were doing both.
That's depth, engagement right there. We're really...
Hold on. Let's talk about something. Hold on. I just got something that I didn't realize. I've been complaining. The reason that we have so much fear in our country right now is because we don't get together anymore. The reason we have so much fear is because people stay in their houses. They actually believe what they believe. They leave Fox News on or MSNBC. They start believing what they do. They only watch what backs up their bullshit across the board. I'm not even talking about one side. I'm talking about everybody. Everybody watches stuff that backs up their bullshit. So what happens is you live in this loop where all your stuff, your dumb shit, is being reaffirmed and reaffirmed and reaffirmed and I've been bitching about this for about 10 years now. We need a mandatory block party every 2 weeks where everybody on your block has to get together, sit down at a table, eat and talk for 6 hours. You got to hang out. You got to do a dunk tank. You got to hang out, and you got to know everybody in your neighborhood. Because what would happen was you'd start to know, oh, that guy Bill thinks of something different from me, but I like Bill. Bill's cool. He believes totally opposite what I believe, but we can hang out. We don't have that anymore. Maybe Pokemon Go will save the human race. I don't know it, but what he just explained to me makes total sense.
There's stories
a
like that happening
Mariondale,
all
North
over the
Carolina
place.
teenager was tragically shot and killed on Sunday after trespassing onto private property while attempting to catch a Pokemon in the new gaming sensation Pokemon Go.
There are morons
And we're
everywhere.
back.
There have been previous
morons
reports
everywhere.
of injuries connected to players becoming involved in car crashes while driving and playing, but this appears to be the first fatality directly connected to playing the game. 15-year-old Arthur Digsby.
And a guy went skiing and he fell off the side of a mountain and died. And a guy went boating and he ran into rocks and the boat blew up.
Yeah,
and he
but do you
died.
know what that guy was doing while he was skiing? He was living. He was skiing. He was seeing the world. He was like, this is awesome. Jesus is amazing. He created...
His adrenal gland was
There are
pumping,
gonna
and he
be
was living.
morons that die with anything, no matter what.
Living on the edge.
Okay, all right. Let's go, B. You and me
You wanna
right
go
now.
on this right now?
You know
Yeah,
what?
let's go.
Here's the problem with the world today. Right here, he is red-faced and angry over Pokemon Go.
No,
and yet
I
we
am
just
not
talked about
any-
people losing their lives because of guns, and it went to you to comment, and you went, well, and you had nothing to say with any kind of passion. And here's the problem right there, illustrated.
It's not
but
just-
fight
he's-
for Pokemon Go. Go. That's
he
good.
stood up for Pokemon Go.
He stood up
He
for
came
it.
in and was like, "I will take you on right now." But when it comes
He's ready to fight.
I'm fighting right now because I was on the same page as you guys. I'm contributing to that conversation. Like, you guys are already saying things that I agree with the entire way. Like, the things that Chris is saying, things that you were saying, obviously people are dying. Obviously it's not okay. And I said my piece on it. We've been talking about it for the past 5 podcasts.
No shit, he's right. But it was a very good point. But that's the problem. And here's the thing, because the people on the other side yell so loud, everybody's yelling so loud about guns, killing people. I'm part of it. I got to admit, I'm part of it. I've taken it on now. This is one of my stances in life. My mother died, my sister died. I'm on this now. I have destroyed every argument. People, if you're listening right now, any gun argument you have that why we should have guns in this country, I have empirical evidence from around the world that it doesn't fucking work. Because if it did, we'd be the safest country in the world. And we're by far the 25th worst when it comes to gun death rate. 25th. We're 25 times more likely than any other country to be killed. Any other developed country. Is that crazy?
It is crazy.
That's crazy.
I will say that because of Pokemon, a girl actually discovered a dead body, a 19-year-old girl in, where is this?
She didn't report it, though, because it wasn't a Pokemon.
Yeah, she stepped over it.
It kept going.
In Riverton, she actually discovered a body in the woods. She was trying to get a water Pokemon, and the guy had probably drowned there, and so she found a dead body.
What's the serotonin release? What is the release when you get like a catch a Pokemon? You're like, I got one, all right.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's random. Like, there are like over 140 of them that you can catch, and
Right.
they're regionally different. So you're walking around, and different ones pop up as you walk around, and you never know what you're going to catch. There's that, and then you can train them up, and then you can fight other people with them. And it's and there are 3 different teams. There's a red team, a blue team, a yellow team.
Stop! I can't take it.
Three
I can't
women
take it
in San
anymore.
Diego found a dead body on Thursday near a creek bed playing Pokemon Go.
Pokemon CSI.
Okay.
Pikachu.
The guy had been dead for 3 weeks. They discovered his body. This is brilliant.
Wow. No one else was looking for him. That's the sad part. The sad part that no one else was looking, but Pokemon got him.
Well, they weren't either. They probably tripped over him to see him.
So maybe if Pokemon gets us all together in a park talking and having, maybe
discovering bodies.
Maybe it starts with Pokemon and then moves on to actually having Utopia. Possibly that would be something I would never bet on, but possible.
I'm very
Okay.
excited about that possibility.
Yeah.
There are obviously tons and tons of people. Have you seen how high the stock of Nintendo's
Yeah,
gone
it
up
went
since
crazy,
come
yeah.
out? It's broken records. It's
Yeah.
blowing things out of the water. Tons and
It's a free app too, right?
It's free. Yeah, it's the most downloaded app. Period. Like there are businesses all around that have quote unquote like Pokestops like right near their business, and because people are going to the Pokestops, their business is exploding.
Which is probably why Nintendo's going to make money. You start going to business and go, well, we'll put a stop there, but it's going to cost you $600.
Right. Well, yeah. Everything's capitalism.
Right.
At
Yeah.
the end
And that's
of
the
day.
sad part.
But like,
Everything
you've got people that
everything is not capitalism. Don't say that again. Don't ever say that in front of me again. It's not. Because at the end, that's like saying that it can be, and it is. I think all the problems we currently have and the solutions are capitalist based. I think, but we have no balance anymore. That's the problem.
I'm saying currently,
All
right
right.
now, what's runs the US's
Pokemon
money.
is capitalist based. Yes, I
Well,
agree.
and on the other hand, you've got people that post on Facebook like making fun of people who are going out and meeting other people and playing Pokemon, and yet those people have enough time to sit in front of their computer and post on Facebook making fun of other people and having no lives.
Oh yeah, I did a marathon yesterday on Twitter, man. I did. I'm in trouble.
2 Pokemon Go players were shot in Palm City, Florida. There so far have been Pokemon Go related robberies, car accidents, and deaths, but this appears to be the first shooting associated. This was in Florida. 19 and a 16-year-old. They were mistaken for burglars.
I'm sorry. Again, look, the only thing that stops a bad Pokemon with a gun is a good Pokemon with a gun.
That's true.
That's true. So true. shaking his head. It's not funny to me anymore, guys. It's not funny to me anymore. I don't know what we're going to do. I'm to the point now where I have to debate this Steven Crowder guy. And I beat back all the arguments. And the problem is no matter how far you beat back an argument, no matter how much evidence you present, no matter how many facts and figures you have that prove that gun ownership around the world is deadly. It's just deadly. And every country that's actually stopped it or put it, even Canada. You know, we had 12,000 homicides, 18,000 gun suicides, about 32,000 Americans dead. You know how many Canada had last year? Everybody ready? What would you think? Just tell me what would you think. If you look at our numbers and go, well, America, 172 total. 172 total. Do you know how many terrorists have killed people with guns in the last 10 years? 174. Do you know how many Americans have killed Americans in the last 10 years? 320,000. It's a different number. But we spent all that money on the Patriot Act. All that money. It's true.
Is that Americans killing other Americans, or do they count suicides in that too?
All suicides, everything. It doesn't matter. Why? Let me ask you this: why the fuck are suicides different? Just because someone had easy, my sister just had a fight with her boyfriend. That's all she had. She had a fight with her boyfriend. That was it. She was upset. We've all been pissed off. We've been all angry. People see my temper and they go, "Wow, if you had a gun near you, you would probably use it." We've all had a moment where life wasn't going well, and we thought, you know what? If I had a gun right now. The problem is my sister fucking had one. Her boyfriend had it in a drawer unlocked. So she went into his house, put it in her mouth, and blew her brains all over his headboard. Now, had that gun, by law, had to be locked up, if he had to have insurance on it, that fucker would have been away. She never would have been able to get it, and she'd probably still be alive because she would have had a moment. Because you can't change your fucking mind after a bullet goes through it. So what bothers me when people go, "Oh, I suicides, those are suicides, they don't count." Fuck you, they do too.
I'm
not saying to you. I'm not talking to you.
I was just asking if 32,000 counts Americans killing other Americans, or is
squeaky, 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 squeaky. What's that backpedaling? Squeaky, 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 squeaky.
I was just asking if this 32,000 included suicides because it feels low to me. I feel like with suicides that number might be higher.
No, it's 32,000.
He's purple
suicides.
Again. He's turned purple.
I thought you were just calling
This has
me
been
out.
an uncomfortable podcast for Fetus.
You know what's weird is that I only have 140 characters to call these people out on Twitter, and it's been going on for about 3 days now. Because I'm practicing for this thing, I got a debate tomorrow, and
well, he'll backpedal if you put on your angry voice.
And when people, I'm just mad that why people just discount it. So 18,000 people died, killed themselves with guns. So if they didn't have guns, they wouldn't. Just over the suicide rate in Australia overall dropped 60% after they did it. You know why? Because people weren't making rash decisions when they were emotionally charged. Because domestic violence dropped incredibly. People keep saying crime went up. No, it didn't. It went up 3%. And guess what? Those people that got robbed went home. They didn't die. So you ask me something. You want a bullet in you and die? Or you want to have to call the credit card companies and go, "Hey, man, I got my wallet stolen." You pick. Because that's how I want it to be in America. All right, guys, I'm going to stop yelling right now. Because, frankly, I'm tired of hearing myself. After tomorrow, just so you people know on Twitter, if you follow me at Titus Nation, after today, the gun thing's going to stop. I'm getting back to writing jokes. I've been pretty funny about the gun thing, though. I want to thank the people at Harry's right now for sponsoring the podcast, helping us out with it. They give us a little bit of something to do their razors. But as you know on the Titus podcast, what we don't do is horror shit that doesn't work, ever. Whether it's Casper's or Harry's, we always do it. I had an issue last week where I let my bird go for about 12, 15 days. And I still look like a fetus, a tiny baby, with a little bit of stubble. I put a fresh razor in and cleaned it up so fast. It was before we filmed the special. Cleaned it up so fast. For 3 days I didn't even get near it. Didn't even get near a shave. Harry's makes the best razors. I can't lie. It's 5 blades, German engineered. They have their own damn factory, and it is over into Germany, where they maybe make the razors and they cut you so close, but they don't cut you to bleed.
Didn't Titman bring you razors to the show?
Titman, Elijah Titman, who I yell at on Twitter all the time, brought me 2 extra packs of razors. I was so happy. I was like, that's weird. I've never been happy. Give me the old Mach 3 I used to use. I'd be like, whatever. And they're so expensive. That's what I hated about the Mach 3. You go to Costco, they're like, It's so expensive. Even Costco's expensive for razors.
An armed security guard to open the vault and take them out.
Exactly. You have to fill out this paperwork, sir. Why? You want razors? We'd have to know who you are.
It's more difficult to get razors in this country than
a weapon.
Guns.
That's right. That's right. There is no razor show where you can go. I went to the razor show loophole and I got them for $2 a piece. But if you go to
this is your razor show loophole, Harry's.
Yeah, Harry's. If you go to this is the razor show loophole. You guys want kick-ass razors, blades, and at a price you can't believe, go to harrys.com
/Titus.
Yep.
Promo code Titus. You get $5 off your first order. So you get that Truman set for $10. And guess what else they offer,
what?
Fetus?
Free shipping.
That was horrible. We need to stop that. I'll probably get a note from Harry's on that last bit.
Harrys.com, HARRYS.com /Titus, promo code Titus, $5 off, and you can get a bunch of those for people for
And we
Christmas.
ain't kidding. I just be honest with you. It's badass. The stuff, the quality for $10, you can't beat it in this country. I will say that.
Yeah.
And now, from sea to shining sea, continent to continent, and sometimes space, it's Bombshell Rae, looking good, looking tight, and bringing you the news. It's the Bombshell News.
In Pokemon Go related news.
Just got tired.
Suspected robbers are using Pokemon Go to target victims in a crime spree. A group of suspected armed robbers may have been using the smartphone game to find their victims. Police have arrested 4 people in Missouri who they say targeted players who had used a beacon in an attempt to catch Pokemon on the app, whatever the hell that means.
A beacon.
Look,
Fetus?
he looks excited.
It's a spot that you go to get Pokeballs, and then you can drop what's called a lure, and more Pokemon come. So the criminals,
That's the problem.
So the criminals would hang out at a beacon and then go, we're going to drop a lure, and it's like dropping chum in the water, and all the Pokemon Go players like, oh, a lure! And they go, and then the criminals like, give us your money. And then they go, shit, we've been had.
If more people had Pokemon balls, people wouldn't be
That's
playing
right. Yeah,
Pokemon.
yeah. Once you dig down deep, bring up your Pokemon balls.
Keep insulting Pokemon players, but they
Okay.
far outnumber
I'm
you.
sorry. It's not you're not playing anything if you're walking and looking at your phone. Go play basketball. Buy some roller skates. Go skate in the skateboard park. Get on a wakeboard. It's not players. You're not playing shit. You're walking around looking at a video. That's all you're doing. Ooh, I found another. Bloop, bloop, bloop,
But
bloop.
your thumb is really,
Oh, my
really
thumb.
tight.
Yeah, your thumb is right, dude. Your thumb is sexy. I would say that. Thumb. I can't wait for the ripped thumb calendar. It's gonna come out next year.
Anyway, they allegedly robbed up to 9 people
Wow.
who never saw them coming because they were looking at
Their
their
phones.
Yeah. A good Pokemon story is that an Indiana animal shelter has asked Pokemon Go players to help walk all of the adoptable dogs. So if they're going to be
what a great idea.
Right, so they took this concept and actually made it into something. They posted on their Facebook page that they're seeking those hunting for rare Pokemon to come grab an animal on a leash and help them get exercise and help people see these adoptable dogs. And yeah.
Another thing
That's brilliant. Again, I'm not a big fan. I'm not a fan of people just because did we give up on curing cancer? Did we give up on inventing a car that runs on water? Yeah, we did. Why? Well, we're over it now. Now we're just looking for imaginary avatars on our phone. That's what we're doing. But if homeless dogs are getting walked and shelter dogs are getting walked, and people are getting out in parks and talking to each other and saying what's up. You know what? This may
Well, another
change
thing that's
everything.
happening too is a lot of people that are playing are also downloading charity walk apps too.
Right.
So based on how far you walk, it tracks on your phone. They donate money based on how far you walk. So people will walk while playing Pokemon and also have the charity app on. And so I guess like tons of these apps have seen like a huge spike in like user base because people are walking.
I'm telling you, I'm leaning to the Pokemon. I'm not going to play it. I'm not gonna the Pokemon. That's my new one. Pokemon, just real fat Pokemon. Pikachu.
I'm impressed you know one of them.
Wasn't he the main one?
That's the main one, yeah.
Yeah, he's the main one. That's all I know. I don't know what to say. You know, I only hang up with superstars.
I could probably name all 150.
Are you kidding?
150.
Oh,
All right.
151.
100, like 150?
There are 151.
You can name the Pokemon?
Of the originals, yeah, probably.
Just give me 10 quick.
Okay, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard, Ivysaur, Cubone, Marowak, Raichu, Caesar.
These could be strip club names. You know that.
And now, welcome to the stage.
Raichu.
You just combined two.
Squeedle.
Yeah, Squeedle. Pokemon Go addict, 22 years old, was stabbed while playing the game and then refused treatment so he could continue his quest to catch them all. This happened in Forest Grove, Oregon. He stumbled across someone he thought was another player. Apparently you can battle in Pokemon without ever looking at each other. You keep looking at your phone. So when he asked the guy if he wanted to battle, the man stabbed him.
You asked me, dude. What?
That's a good point. He actually did ask.
He did
him to.
ask him. You better. Yeah, I'm in. Let's go. Is that a threat? Whack. I don't. Okay, so can you end? Does it end? Does it ever end?
Does what ever end?
Pokemon Go. Do you get off 151 and you're good? You're done?
Good luck catching all 151.
Well, I didn't realize it was so high. Good luck, loser.
Yeah,
you
wow.
think you do? Wow, you're talking a lot of shit, man.
It's like good luck qualifying for the Olympics
yeah,
in
douchebag.
1958.
Yeah.
Well, some
Welcome to
Pokemon
2016.
Some Pokemon are only available in other countries.
What?
Yeah.
You could really they've made it so you have to go to another country to get them.
I mean, Tauros is only in North America, and Mr. Mime's only in Europe, so.
Of course, I knew that. You knew that.
Of course.
Farfetch'd only is only in
Squeedle
Asia.
is only available in
Squirtle's a starter
Honduras.
Pokemon, so you could get him at the start if you really wanted to.
Who?
Squirtle.
Squeedle?
Oh,
Squeedle's not one. Weedle is one, but not Squeedle.
What's a hard?
Weedle
What would be a hard one
and
to get?
Squeedle.
What would be a hard one? Give me the hardest Pokemon to get.
Well, the legendaries, Zapdos, Articuno, and Moltres haven't been discovered yet.
Legendary.
And Mewtwo obviously hasn't been discovered yet.
The legendary vagina also isn't being discovered.
No, at all. And those are really, and those aren't that hard to come by, really, if you pay attention.
Somebody's gonna
if you stop looking at your damn phone.
Somebody's gonna create a Pokédate app where you can, like, it's like Tinder, but with Pokemon Go. You swipe left or right for people, and you could go on Pokédate. Somebody will make that app, and it'll
Shut
be
up! Why don't you make it now?
Right.
I don't know how to develop an app.
Well, thanks for giving some other idiot the idea.
Arlington Holocaust Museum has asked people to stop catching Pokemon there. The U.S. Holocaust Memorial Museum in Arlington National Cemetery has requested that these Pokemon Go players refrain from catching Pokemon.
There was one.
visit.
They got in trouble too because there was one outside of the Holocaust Museum. It was a gasser. What's the one that with the it's gas? Ghastly. They basically, you could catch the Ghastly one by the Holocaust Museum, and someone went, I don't believe that's a good idea. You don't win the guessing. Is it funny? Who over at the programming offices have said that this was a good idea? I don't believe that you should be doing that. Please get rid of that.
Ghastly's also a ghost type Pokemon, so you can see how that being outside.
Wow, it's like 4 levels of offensive.
eerie.
Nice job.
Yeah.
Wow. People, and you know damn well in the offices where they're making the app, they go, hey, I know what we'll do. We'll do the gas ghost one at the Holocaust Museum. That's funny, right? Yeah, maybe, unless you actually know history at all.
I'm not going to lie. That amuses me a little bit.
Oh, my God.
I'm willing to hear you out now on this Pokemon thing. I already told you about the dead bodies that were found.
Yep.
A woman found an injured dog and rescued it while out playing Pokemon Go.
There's a group of people that found a litter of kittens, too, while playing Pokemon Go and rescued them.
Kittens.
I like that he says kittens.
Kittens. It's kittens. They found some kittens.
How
Don't
you
pronounce my
doing?
T's. I'm a hick from the north.
Kittens.
Sorry.
Kittens.
Buttons.
Buttons, kittens.
No, you didn't.
Kittens are cute as buttons.
Mountain. Winter.
Mountain.
So maybe I'm wrong about this. I just thought of something. What was that whole Occupy movement stopped. Now we got everybody in parks together. We're basically through Pokemon forming our own Occupy movement.
Hey, Mon, it's Pokemon.
And then once we're all together, we can be, guys, why don't we just go protest the government? We're already here. And while we're there, we can get some Pokemon and take down these bitches that are ruining our country. Everybody in? Let's go. Pikachu. That's how he says it.
Squeedle.
Squaddle, right?
Squirtle.
Sorry.
Squaddle.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said Squeedle. Why is yours not as funny as mine? Why is mine more funny as Squaddle?
Because you actually said both. I got Squeedle from you.
He's Squaddle. He's actually in front of the...
But then you changed
He's in front of the porta potties. Squaddle. I got Squaddle. I'm offended. Next news story. Goofball.
Okay, where would Pikachu be?
I don't even know. That's all I know. I don't know. Pikachu looks
In one
like
of
he's a
those-
triangle with a head. That's all I
Do
know.
they still have peep booths? Or did those
What?
go away
Oh,
in
what's a
the
peep-
40s?
What's a peep booth?
I don't know what that
Isn't
is.
that what they're called?
I don't know.
Peep booth. You know, like, am I saying it wrong?
A what?
Peep
You know-
poop? What are you saying? What is peep poop?
Like a,
Wow, you're a 3-year-old. What just happened? He's a peep poop. What is wrong with you? Okay, Bombshell has now lost her mind.
Pikachu in a peep booth.
isn't
Right.
a peep hole? Is that what it is? Is it a hole you look in?
Peep poop poop peep.
I was so
Pikachu.
confused. I have no idea what you're talking
Guys,
about.
guys, listening. She's doubled over right now. I do not know what's wrong with him.
A peephole. But it's in a booth, so it's a peep.
What? Why? Where do these booths exist?
What are we talking about?
I'm
Are you
searching
making
it
up an
on the
imaginary
internet
thing?
right now? You guys
A
talk
peep-
amongst
Peep
yourselves.
booth, like a sexual peep booth, like you put a quarter in, the door opens, and you watch a girl
Peep
dance.
booth. It came up instantly when I just put it in, and there's a instantly Google finished it for me. Peep booth etiquette.
What is peep booth etiquette?
Are they hidden?
I guess hidden. Are they hidden? I guess maybe it would have been called a peep show.
There you go.
But
Oh,
for live peep shows, booths can surround a stage upon which a female performer usually performs a striptease, which makes it a peep booth. It says it right there. Booths can be around the peep show.
I was picturing like a telephone booth on the street.
And
but,
how does
like,
this relate to Pokemon Go?
Pikachu.
Wow. Wow. Very thin thread, very long throw. Wow. Okay. All right. Okay. I got it. Peep poop.
It sounds like peekaboo. I was trying to think of where would you say peekaboo?
Pikachu, peekaboo. What's a peek booth? Peephole. What the what is wrong with life? Became a word association test for you, and you started connecting stuff from all over.
You should talk.
And then I'd like a pickle. Let's just keep going with P words.
Well, pickle doesn't go with peep.
If you're in a female peep booth, a pickle would actually work out fine. I got a pickle chew.
a pickle. Gross.
It's not a booth. You're in the booth at that point.
Oh. Well, they're
Glad I've disgusted you.
for pickle chews. They have glory holes. That's
Who's
also a
got
thing.
that app? Who's got that app? I found it.
That's also a thing.
Glory hole is not a Pokemon.
No, that is not. Well,
Do
but
they still have glory holes?
I don't know. Why would I know that? Why?
Do you know what's weird?
What?
Right across from where we keep the boat and right by the lake in Lake Malonis.
That's the whitest,
the
most
name
privileged sentence
of
you've
the
ever
gas
said.
station is
The
the
glory
glory
hole.
hole.
Oh, I think I've seen a glory hole before.
It is because it's for fishing. For fishing.
It's not a chain.
No, I think I've seen one.
A glory hole?
Like the gas station glory hole. I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah,
I've
yeah.
actually seen a real glory hole before.
Well, that's funny. They had to name it like, yeah, better go name it the glory hole. Yeah, that's
It sounds
it.
like an old fisherman
Yeah,
joke.
it is.
Totally
It's, oh, yeah,
does.
totally.
Are we all clear here? Is everybody on
Yes,
the same page?
yes.
Yeah.
None of us who's listening knows what the hell we're talking about,
Thank
but
you.
yes.
They know.
Next
Everyone
story.
knows. Well, I have to click off the peep booth page now.
Beep boop.
A woman who was driving while praying with her... wait. Let me pause where I'm supposed to pause. A woman who was driving while praying with her eyes closed hits a house. I like this woman. She's dedicated. 28-year-old woman was praying in her car on Thursday morning in Okaloosa, of course. She was praying at the time and had her eyes closed. This is right by Fort Walton Beach. She was traveling eastbound on Marcia Drive when she failed to stop at a stop sign, went through the intersection into the yard of a home on Miramar Drive, got stuck in the sand, actually, right after she hit the house. Couldn't get the car out.
Cars have become so good now that people believe they can do anything in them, and the car is going to just be fine.
That's like her version of Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
See, people get hurt doing everything. Praying.
Yeah, closing your eyes in the car probably not the best idea. I
Or
would guess.
holding a phone in front of your face.
Right?
Do not Pokemon Go and drive.
Do
Some
not.
people
Yeah.
have done that.
That's stupid.
You can get a lot more Pokemon faster, though, right?
Absolutely. but-
Pokemon.
So basically,
can you say Pokemon?
Eat
and
Pokemon!
men? He
Pokemon!
keeps saying man and men. Can you say that?
It's debatable how it's actually pronounced. Pokemon.
If he went and
I
hung
don't
out
have this much time
with a bunch of those people,
I don't have this. Yeah. I don't want to be. I don't.
I think
don't,
it's Mon, not Man.
Because
would he get laughed at?
Pokemon.
No, I don't think so. We're pretty accepting. Community.
Not really. Geeks are really not. They're like, dude, no. No.
Oh yeah, you make one
That's Spider-Man episode
error
4
about
douchebag.
Star Wars or Star Trek on this podcast,
or Harry Potter.
Make
a Harry Potter problem. Oh,
man, if there was Harry Potter go.
What if he came?
That's going to happen now that this is so big. It's going to diminish, but it's going to be all kinds of cool stuff.
What if he came to a Harry Potter thing and kept saying Harry Popper? Would everybody get offended?
Well, I would correct him once because I would feel bad for his ignorance, and then if he continued to do it, I'd be angry because he's doing it just to spite me.
I would say that's a safe assumption.
That's definitely what I'm doing.
It's not.
Speaking of Harry Poppers and Pete Bows, a suspect shot himself in the groin during a Cleveland robbery attempt.
It's a gay club, Harry Poppers.
Oh, gross.
Beep boop. A guy was at a Marathon gas station early Monday morning.
Right.
Police say a man approached a vehicle, attempted to rob the people inside. He tried to pull the gun from his waistband to let them know that he meant business, obviously. It got stuck in his waistband and fired.
Yeah, you guys, let me show you what's up. Bam!
In other news, this is the second shooting at that same gas station within the last 2 weeks.
Have you seen that video of that guy? It's the best video in the world. It's the funniest video in the world because the guy tries to play it off. He's teaching a bunch of kids gun safety.
Yes.
And he pulls this gun and he shoots himself in the leg and then continues to talk. And I got to go. He lives out of the classroom. He was teaching the kids. There's like 9 levels of funny in that one.
Don't do that.
Just so you know, guys, I'm not anti-gun, anti-stupid. And right now we're being stupid. You know, the Constitution was written as a living document. When you throw that Second Amendment in my face, I go, yeah, but it also says my inalienable right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And 32,000 Americans had their inalienable rights taken last year by an amendment. And that's where it stops being cool for me. All right, you guys ready?
What are we doing?
For what?
I don't know. One more story and we're out.
No, I'm done. How can you say that and then want to do a dumb news story?
Florida man cuts off penis.
It was beautiful.
with
heartfelt.
And you just bored.
Need to sleep. That was great.
Guys,
if you want to see Christopher Titus, very important.
This weekend, guys.
This Friday, Dubuque, Iowa, of all places,
yep.
At the Five Flags Theater. And then Saturday, Rockford, Illinois, not far from Schaumburg and Chicago.
No gun jokes.
At the Rockford Theater on Saturday. Go see. You can get your tickets. Go to ChristopherTitus.com when you're buying DVDs. While you're there, you can click through the Amazon link. Keeps the lights on in the Combustion Lounge. You can also click on these ticket links to buy
Voice
tickets.
of My Head is back in stock.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's back on the site too, right?
What about the T-shirts? Did you put those up? There are new T-shirts.
I gave almost all of them to you guys on your tour. Did you sell all of them?
I think we
last
did.
Week?
Oh, so that's it?
So there are a few. There are like 10 larges left, maybe.
That's sad. All right.
Good.
Never mind. I built you up just to let you down. Why do you build me up? Buttercup,
baby, won't you let me down?
Let me down.
And then worst of all, you never call baby when you say you will. But I love you still.
I need you.
Oh my God. Follow us on Facebook, The Real Christopher Titus, Bombshell Rae, Titus Podcast. Are you on Facebook or are you just Twitter?
Well, just at the Ryan Farmer. Don't find me on Facebook.
At the Ryan Farmer on Twitter, Titus Nation, Ray Bradley. Those are also our handles on Instagram.
Yeah, at Titus Nation, guys, get involved in this conversation. You know, Twitter's been helpful to me. We actually there's some really cool people that are gun owners like I am, and they're like, you know what, we got to do something, and it's really cool. Get on, go follow me on Twitter. Let's have the conversation because we're not talking enough. And if we're not, you probably won't see me out there on the field with the Pokemon Go. Also, one more thing, go to iTunes. Please, listen, we pay for this thing. We get it done. We put a lot of time in. I put a lot of writing. If you could help us out, if you've enjoyed this podcast for a second, do me a favor. Just go to iTunes. Go to the Christopher Titus Podcast, Titus Podcast page, and review us. Because when you review us on iTunes, every time you review us on iTunes,
a maxi pad gets her wings.
There you go. That's my favorite phrase, by the way.
I know.
That needs to be on a shirt.
And doesn't it? All right, well, that's it for today, guys. Thanks for listening to the Titus Podcast. I want you to know a couple things. By the way, when you're out in the world and you're playing Pokemon Go, make sure you talk to people. Let them know that we can not be afraid of each other anymore. For myself, Bombshell Rae and the Fetus, I got you. Yeah, I like that. We're going to live like that from now on. I got you. I like it. You know, feel like that for your fellow man. And guess what? All this shit will stop. And then we can take down the people that are really fucking it up. I'm Christopher Titus. For Bombshell Rae and the Fetus, later.
Peace out.
See ya!